Alright, let's continue on. Okay, we'll do some light damage to the back brutes. 45. I don't think this one will kill it then. It says it might though. So let's shoot that one. My scout maybe can go actually scout now. You can fortify. As long as they don't pillage my tiles, I don't really care what they do. And I'm really hoping to get some benefit out of these barbs. So maybe we will. Could go send the worker across, improve more wheat. He only has one charge left though, right? Yeah, so what I should have done instead of improving this other farm here is I should have built 2 more farms there. But I was expecting to get an adjacency bonus, but that's just not available at this era. So we'll wait. Alright. The wheel is done. Pantheon in 2 turns.
Sometimes the wheel turns.
Have our next archer. Let's build a watermill. What are we teching next? Well, I think I would like a natural, I think I'd like a natural wonder, sure, but that's not what I was meant to say. I think I wouldn't mind a holy site. I'd like to get a profit out. So let's start on this. This is going to be late settlers again, but honestly with this land, I'm not competing with any civilizations for the land, so I'm not too worried about late settlers, and honestly the land isn't very good that I can see, so I'm not too fussed about that. We're going to wait. Just fortifying here. Is this the new archer? Yeah. 7-turn watermill. Okay. Thing about growing is there's a boost in the early game to culture, and it's kind of a big one, which is early empire, which is on your way to your first government type, and this requires 6 pop. So I'm having a really hard time justifying building settlers before 6 pop unless I'm really racing for something. So every time you build a settler, your population decreases by 1. So if you build settlers too early, you're never going to hit that. You're not going to hit that tech, that civics tree tech before. Basically, what will happen is you won't hit 6 pop, you won't get this bonus, and you already have tech past here because you need to go this way for political philosophy. So we've been experiencing a little bit of that. Unmet player found it's built Stonehenge. That's quite early. Oh fuck, that scout's dead. No way to get through that. Choose a Pantheon. So they built Stonehenge before I got a Pantheon out. +1 great person point from Holy Site, Campus, and Theater District. That's quite a long-term benefit. Not much in the way of short-term, although it will get me a religion faster. So the thing is, in Civ 6, faith is not related to getting a religion. The only thing that gets you a religion is great profit points, and that's independent of faith. Faith does other things that let you utilize your religion, but it doesn't do that. What I'm considering doing is God of War. 50% of the strength of each enemy unit killed within 8 tiles of a holy district I own. I don't have a holy district yet, which is a bit of a bitch, but we are teching for it right now. Which means also it's, I didn't realize a holy district. I thought it was just 50% of near cities like Civ 5. So the question is, do I want, or what do I value more? Do I value the great people points? The scientist great person point would be very nice, but I have to get a campus district up. And the holy site great person point would be nice, but that goes away. Once you found a religion, you no longer get profit points. They just don't have any more use. You enhance using just faith. I'm going to go for the greedier play and pick up a faith-based one. So I'm going to grab God of War. Okay, it gives me a boost towards mysticism. I'm not going to have for a while that thing. So let's shoot that barbarian with the weaker archer, the archer that doesn't have the damage promotion yet. They don't want to slam into these, probably. And why is our growth so crappy right now? Because we're working the wrong tiles. Despite being food focused, it grew to a production tile. Oh, this is production focused. No, this is I've focused all 3. Citizens ignoring production. So you have 3 options. You can ignore. That's interesting. So this is new to me. You can ignore, or you can focus, or you can just have default. I want food to be focused when I'm right now. I have no knowledge right now if the new citizen produces or doesn't produce. As Civ 5, you know, when the new citizens produce, when it produces on, when it's created on that turn, it works every yield except food. So I have no idea if that's true or not. But we could test that, I suppose. Maybe we should test that. Maybe if I remember to test that when I grow, I'll do that. But we're 11 turns from growth right now. Where is my worker? Go improve that tile. Rip Scout. He's probably gonna die anyways, unless this guy kills himself on me. I'm gonna die. Should make that less than 10 turns. And we'll see if it updates next time. Does it go below 9 or is it still 9? In other words, did that help or not? Rip Scout. Did, it went to 7 instead of 9. Alright, I don't want to kill these barbs until I get a holy site.
I don't believe in astrology. I'm a Sagittarius, and we're skeptical.
It's a cute quote. Alright, so we now have astrology. We can begin our holy site. We're going to do holy site into settler. What else do I care about right now? I do want to do trade routes. We have a bonus to trade routes as Spain. I don't mind a campus district. I'm trying to do something science related this game. And we probably need to get a harbor. What does a harbor require? Just requires I improve 2 sea resources, which I can't do until I have a coastal city. I could settle a coastal city and wait on all the sailing tech until I did that. We are going to be settling a couple cities here, so maybe we'll do that. So science-wise, let's go ahead and grab, we haven't met another civ, so that's not boosted yet. We'll grab irrigation because it's cheap. And horseback riding also because it's cheap, and we might come back for currency. Could reveal iron, that wouldn't be bad before settling a city. Let's go bronze working irrigation. They're all boosted. These are all boosted techs, so I don't really care which of those I take. They're all I'm not gonna lose any science teching for those. I mean, if you look at the cost too, I mean, it's quite a few turns. This is 80 science, and it's been boosted for 40. 40 is, you know what, 8 turns of science for me, basically, which is quite a lot from a boost. Alright, here's the watermill. This is +1 food to all these tiles that I'm already working. So that's pretty nice. These are now 4-1 yields, and this is a 3-1 yield. And I need to get this holy site up. Alright, 8 tiles. If I build it there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Probably everything in here is 8 tiles away from that position. Alright, let's build it there. What's the other bonus for holy site? +1 faith from mountains, wood tiles, and adjacent districts. Well, this is actually also the best spot to build it then. Since I believe it counts the, and I want to double check this, I believe it counts the city district. No, it's saying no. This would get +1 from adjacent woods. Why am I not getting +1 from adjacent woods here? There's a wood right there. When this constructs, we need to have a look at whether or not we're getting any of these bonuses. Okay. 8 turns of production we're going to grow before that, which is a little bit frustrating because I want to get those settlers out. And what do we need for the settler policy? We can switch over now. Since we're building a district, we actually should have switched over a couple turns ago from state workforce to early empire, since we're growing quicker, and we actually finished this with the district. That's a little bit of a mistake. We lost probably 3 or 4 turns of culture doing that. And when that holy site completes, I can go farm the barbs. Before that, there's no real benefit to doing so. A lot of end turn coming up. Okay, for the Empire boosted, 5 turns remaining, 5 turns on Holy Site. That's perfect. We'll queue up that afterwards. Get for our first government choice. I could start wounding some barbs. We should head down south. Uh,
Bronze is the mirror of the form, wine of the mind.
Alright. Let's put some damage on this guy. Almost killed him. I gotta be a little bit careful. I actually don't. I don't want to kill that scout because I want the scout to report back to the barb camp and then come and shoot me. But I don't want to do it. I don't want a bunch of units to come pillage my stuff because I don't have a worker right now. So next turn is a holy site. Next turn we can begin killing the barbarians. So we're just wounding them right now. Why can't I see more? I don't know. Maybe I'll leave one archer up here just to protect from the pillage. Bring the second one down to kill. Can begin settlers in a moment. We're now at almost 7 pop because of the sick growth we get over there. Awesome.
Back over
State
the
workforce
past
boosted.
with its change
Policies. We're now going to go for, we have our Pantheon, so I'm going to remove this. We're going to go for settler production. I don't really need, I'm fine with combat strength right now. That's totally reasonable. Okay. And we have a holy site completed. We're now getting profit points, which is excellent. But also we now have the bonus from our Pantheon, which is really good. So you should be able to move here, kill that. 10 faith. Kill that. Kill that. Only 2 faith for that one? Oh, because it's half of their melee combat strength. Okay, good to know. And you can fortify. Production-wise, we need a settler. I'm going to need builders after those settlers. I'm going to think about where I need them, because I'm not entirely sure where I want to settle quite yet. Also, what are my citizens doing? Yeah, this is fine. Work on production now, I suppose. What are my cities going to look like? I need to scout over there a little bit. Perhaps I'll do that with this warrior. Faith, cool.
The man who has grit enough to bring about the afforestation or the irrigation.
Alright, there is some iron down there. Looks like some more snow. 6. Ah, it's too bad. If it's too deep, I won't be able to farm it. I can only farm 8 tiles away from that. Let's shoot the horseman in the face. Maybe next turn we can kill it. I don't want to clear that camp. Let's just have a look around. Might be needed over this way. Alright. First settler out, we go down to 7 pop. And we shoot the horseman in the face and farm its sweet, sweet faith. Awesome. Why only 10? Isn't horseman 35 combat strength? It is indeed. What are we missing here? Equal to 50% of the strength of each enemy unit killed within 8 tiles of a holy site district you own. Why did that only give me 10 faith then? Oh man. Snow copper and snow silver. We can actually settle a city here. It's going to be terrible if we do. But we could do it. Alright. Capital has grown. Or rather, has produced a settler, so the opposite of growing. Let's grab another settler. 5 turns, we grow in 4. That works out perfect. Where do I want to put these settlements? All of my luxuries are in snow down here, which is terrible. Salt was decent. There's no fresh water over here though. I would have to, if I built something on the coast, I'd have to aqueduct from here. I think this is a freshwater tile though. So if I look at this guy, it's giving me red because it's too close. This is saying coastal water. We could get another one later. Any of these hills? There are two luxuries here, tea and whatever else. Stone would be nice too. None of these look like hills though. Plains woods. Plains woods. It'd be 2-2 if they're Plains Wood Hill. So that is a little unfortunate. Flat terrain, huh? Barb camp there now. Silver. Settle over here. There's that wonder over there. It'd be nice to settle for. Do I need to settle the salt? I already have one. I don't need a second necessarily. I'm gonna have incense as well, so it'd really be the tea in here. Is there more tea up here? There's more tea up there, and there's copper up there. I could just settle a city way the hell up here. Like right about there, maybe? It's not a hill yet. Don't have to settle on the coast, but I do get a bonus towards sailing tax if I do settle on the coast. I'd like both the bananas. There's not a hill in this entire area. That's a hill, and that's a hill. But none of those other tiles in here are hill. My god. I may have to settle off a hill, and I hate settling off hills. Could settle two cities here. One coastal over there and one off the coast over here for these resources. Settle it on a hill. Except that's a grassland hill. That gives me no benefit to doing that. These ones are too close. Man, sad days. Sad days. Well, either way, I want to go this way. I'm not entirely sure that's going quite yet. Spots don't look that nice. Let's go have a look down here. Ah, goody hut, that's nice. Movement cost 2, I can't move there. Let's go here. And there. I will have to escort the settler, so we lost one turn because I wasn't prepared for escorting. Granted a recon unit. Did not want a recon unit right now. I kind of want the scout to touch the city and go back and summon some more barbarians so we can kill shit, but I don't think it's going to happen. I need to settle as close to these as possible if I'm going to get those tiles, which is probably right there. It's adjacent to the bananas. Doesn't get copper though. One tile over gets copper. Alright, we're settling there. That's our first. That's going to be our first city. And then we'll settle another one in here for the duplicate salt and probably the stone. Stone's less valuable than I thought it was initially. Don't clear that camp. Oh, you bastards. Stupid city-states. Camp is doing a very poor job of spawning. going to go here. They might not be able to kill this camp with just that one unit. And if they can't, I might be able to clear it next turn. And at least get the gold for myself. I don't dare stop escorting. As much as I would like to. Kill this, take a turn to shoot the scout. I want to get the city down. Getting the city down means I need to just ignore that unit for now. Alright. I don't see much past these two settlements right now. This could be a very weak... Both these. This is Desert Silver, which is pretty damn weak, on a huge round of Flat Desert, which is totally useless. Even with Petra, Flat Desert wasn't that good. It was 2-2 or 2-1-2, I think, right? 2 food, 1 hammer. And... Or I settle double copper, iron, silver over here on snow, which gives me no yields usable at all. I don't think that's a city that I want to settle. So I think 2 settlers for now is enough. I wouldn't mind getting mysticism first, so I can switch my policies around for free. Or I could just keep going political philosophy. But I'm going to want revelation. And that's the benefit of getting political philosophy. We already have that boosted. So I'll take the free change in policies, because what I want to do is now switch to a... worker. I need the shrine out. I forgot about this. This is +1 great person point. Maybe I should have built that ahead of settlers. I'm not entirely sure. Alright, what are we doing for managing citizens? Looks pretty good. And where are we settling this next city? So what are the goals of this next city? I wouldn't mind stone. Stone has some production in it. I wouldn't mind the wheat. The wheat gets relatively strong in terms of raw yield. I'd like to overlap not too heavily with my cap, and I'd like access to fresh water. The only fresh water is here. I think we can double aqueduct district, but I'm not sure if I have to be... But I don't have to sell it coastal. I'm going to sell the other one coastal. I could sell it 1 tile off the coast. Like maybe right here on this grassland hill. Then I wouldn't get a mine. What if I settled right here on the grassland marsh? I mean, I wouldn't have to buy the incense. I could aqueduct this tile to get the housing bonus. I could buy the stone before the city-state borders expand and get those for hammers. I get a mine a little bit later, and I get salt a little bit later. Still get the tea, although the tea isn't super essential. And I can still buy out to those tiles in a little bit with the harbor district, right? Let's see how useful the harbor district is. Like, if we can actually reliably settle an inland city despite wanting to use it coastally. Let's try it. So I'm thinking here. There's no way I can get that silver as well, right? Closest I can go is there for the silver. But maybe I don't settle on that coast. I mean, this coast, I'm going to have a city already, so I can run trade routes from that city. What if I settled this coast? What if I settled like right there? Or right there? That gets me silver. It's kind of terrible silver. Loses me salt. Has no workable retiles at all except this oasis. City's so bad. Nope. I think we're going to our initial spot here. Okay. Alright, building a shrine for the great prophet points. I want a religion. Okay. Some more units spawned. I need another unit to do some damage there. Some barb scout there. Bring this unit back to help. We could lose another scout. And we decided we were going there, right? Right. I didn't tell that unit to move there. That's quite irritating. Go beat that scout up. Crab is not a strategic resource, or a luxury resource rather, it's just a bonus resource. I don't want to put it in range for that think the warrior dies anyway, so just do some damage to it. Don't kill it. Don't kill it. How did you attack it? Oh, you were another one. There's yet another city-state warrior taking that. Alright, we can kill this one, though. Okay, this is indeed a barbarian horseman. Combat strength 20, so barb horsemen are not the same as regular horsemen. That's why we only got 10. Okay, that makes sense now. Let's go kill this unit. Alright, the capital has finished what? The shrine? I'm kind of tempted to build this. Also, we wanted to see if our holy site was generating faith. Two from City Madrid. Why 2? Holy site bonuses are +1 faith from adjacent districts. No, that makes sense. We have 1 wood tile and +1 faith from every adjacent 2 wood tiles and every adjacent 2 district tiles. So why is it giving us 2 faith at all? Shouldn't it just give us 1 faith? Oh, the shrine is giving us faith. What does the shrine generate? Discoveries. Shrine is 2 faith. Okay. So, despite the fact that we are adjacent to a district and adjacent to a forest, that doesn't trigger the bonus from Holy Site. Because you have, okay, I thought maybe you could combine them. Like if you had 1 forest and 1 district, that might be enough. But guess not. Alright, well, I think I'm going to build, prayers earn great profit points upon completion. How close are we to a great profit? 0 of 60. Why are we 0 of 60? That's Ryder. We're 10 of 60. There's 3 people ahead of us. I might need to do a round of prayers here. Let's see how many it gives us. Alright. Anything else going on? No, not really. Alright, let's club this scout down.
No hour of life is wasted. That is.
Where did the scout go? Don't know. Anything over here? They cleared the camp? Cleared the camps. Ugh. We decided we're going to settle on Marsh, right? As sad as this looks. Yeah. For no unique luxuries, because we're settling salt and tea. But some production. There's that scout. Alright. What are we doing here? We're about to found a city on a coast. So let's put a couple turns into it. But not too many. Like maybe 2 turns or something. Production in this city. I actually really kind of want to get it a holy site. It might also be pretty food starved to begin with. Yeah, housing capacity is only at 2, so it has to build a granary early. It's just not going to be able to do anything else. What are we working tile-wise? No, I don't want to work 1 faith. Absolutely not. Let's get some production. Alright, we're going to settle here.
The natural history of this archipelago is very remarkable.
Archipelago,
It seems
Galapagos
to be a little world within
Islands.
itself.
Galapagos. Okay. Alright. We can sell some tiles over there. Let's bring the scout north. I want to see this prayers when it finishes, see how many it gives
I
us.
like to say I practice militant mysticism. I'm absolutely sure of some things that I don't quite know.
Alright, changing policies. We want to build now. I wouldn't mind actually +1 production from cities. But I think I'm going to take the builder policy and grab a couple builders. Ancient and naval units. Where's the classical naval era units? I do actually want to build a galley pretty early here. I'm not too fussed about. Yeah, I want to go maritime infrastructure. I want to build a galley in the first city. I want to meet some city-states and some players, so we're going to do that first. Let's head down south. Not with the scout. I hate that. I really hate that. When I click between units too quickly, it auto-selects my next unit for it. This is auto-cycle units is what that is. But I don't think it's an option that I can disable right now. Sure isn't. Alright. That's a good time to cut the video. See you guys in a moment.